the win. Yeah!
So guys, Houston Rockets. Houston is in a bad situation right now. Let's just keep it 100. Houston is in a terrible situation right now. 3 reasons they're in a bad situation. 1, they just lost their coach. So they gotta look for a new coach, and they gotta hope that this coach basically shifts the atmosphere in the way that they want it to be fit, like the way that they want it to play. Now, that can be fixed. That whole thing is just not really all that much of a big deal. A lot of coaches, they get fired. They get fired. You hire a new coach, and the cycle kind of continues. Picking a coach is difficult. Don't get it twisted. Picking a coach is difficult. However, it's not as bad as the other 2 situations. The other 2 situations being, 1, they have no cap space. Absolutely none. They've pretty much dumped all their salary. They kind of don't have any room to sign any free agents that can help this team. So the way that they're going to have to get this done is through trade. If they want to get some better quality role players to pretty much be ready for next year. And also, that leads into the third thing. They have dang near nothing worth trading. Like, all of their biggest pieces are their biggest trade assets. And that's the hard thing. You have to gamble it if you're going to make a trade here. So, the Houston Rockets are in quite a situation. And a lot of people are now writing them off. They're kind of saying that the Houston Rockets are done. They're going to be stuck in this area for basically the entirety of the era. All that great stuff. All that beautiful stuff. But here's the thing. The Rockets aren't dead in the water just yet. They have options. But it's 2 options that they're going to have to consider heavily. And they cannot be like, oh, we're just going to kind of dip our toe in it a little bit. No. Whichever option they pick, they got to go full throttle into it. Option number 1. Trading Russell Westbrook and Harden and starting a rebuild. Now this one, if they pick this one is the harder one. Because I don't see anyone taking Russell's contract. Russell is a better player than some people cut him out to be. But at the same time, though, that contract is not something I want to deal with if I'm an NBA franchise. So it's hard to get rid of Russ. Might be a little bit easier to get rid of Harden, but you know that you're not going to get you're not going to get the best of what you could get. Because the opposing team's got the leverage pretty much, and there's very little that you can trade to get back the same amount of value that Harden has. So yeah, trading and rebuilding is going to hurt. But it's going to be for the best if they make that decision. This could work out in many different ways. You can definitely get some really, really good pieces. Will they add up to the same value as James Harden? Probably not. But there are going to be some really good pieces for James Harden. Like, I'm seeing trade talks surfacing around Ben Simmons for Harden. Of course, there's more around that. But like Ben Simmons for Harden, that could help them out. That could really be a good piece for a rebuild if they choose to go through the whole rebuilding process. And it would be best for both worlds. Joel Embiid and Harden would be absolutely insane. And Ben Simmons getting a team for himself, that would be great. That would be a great situation for him. And that can work out, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard finding some good people. It's going to be hard finding a team to trade with, and it's going to be hard finding a good amount of value for the players that you're trading away. Now, the second option is probably the option that they're going to go with, and they should roll with this option at least for one more year, rekindling this roster and running it back. They should run it back. They should try and do this again. Here's why. One, Westbrook and Harden are not getting any younger. Both of them are past 30 now. This is crunch time for them. You have to make the most of them while they're here. Two, you're going to have to use these guys at their best, and on top of that, this roster has no versatility. So you're going to have to trade away some of these players in order to get the proper team around Westbrook and Harden that doesn't have so many holes. Like PJ Tucker, I love PJ Tucker's hustle. He goes at people, and I love that. However, you can't deny the fact that the dude isn't even 6'7". It is a huge problem when your center is super duper short and doesn't necessarily have a lot of the defensive prowess to guard other centers. Hustle can only get you so far. Hustle can also get you into foul trouble, which means once he's done, what's next? Now, if they're gonna do that, first things first, use the young role player pieces that you have and trade them for older role player pieces that can fit the role properly and understand what they need to do in the offense. I'm trading Austin Rivers if I'm them. I'm trading potentially Daniel House if I'm them. Just to trading both of them for just a solid role player that can make up for that stuff, make up for the things that they brought, and even maybe do it even better. And it's not like age is gonna matter at this point, because this is it for Westbrook and Harden. At the end of the day, this all comes down to what happens with Westbrook and Harden. If James Harden and Russell Westbrook turn up and they finally adjust their games, this team could be scary as long as they make the right adjustments. But if they go out there and continue to do the same thing they've been doing every single year since they pretty much came into the league, it's just going to be the same. It's going to be what everybody's saying it's going to be. Just the same stuff over and over again. It's going to be a crappy existence being a Houston Rockets fan. I'm sorry, but it's going to be bad. With that being said, there's going to be a lot of things that the Rockets are going to have to deal with. But you know what? I trust that they can get it done. Daryl Morey is a great GM, and I think that he can pull this off. So, that being said, this has been Mr. Full Court. Make sure that you subscribe, like, comment. You know the drill, guys. You know the drill. Then Mr. Full Court, and I'll see you guys later, man.
Shorty go jogging every morning, and she make me breakfast almost every morning. And she take a nigga pic before she leave the door. I be waking up the pics before a nigga on it. And every weekend my shorty coming over.